Yes.
So after now he was what will I put it? Like it took me like this for a while. He took all the money. I had a new handkerchief. He took it. I had a new watch better than this one. He took it. And so I now got worried. Now tears were even coming down more and more because now I'm realizing I don't have another hope. Surprisingly, I never had my day with myself.
Hello, welcome to the Gabriel TV. And today I'm actually joined by UDA youth leader who has a very heartbreaking story and is going to share with us, the viewers of the Gabriel TV, Mr. Kaslim. A very good, is it a good afternoon? Good morning? It's a good morning. All right. How is you doing? It has been long.
What of you? I'm quite fine. And I'm doing well, and I thank God that I'm okay. I'm fit physically.
Hello, welcome to the Gabriel TV.
Preview.
Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. I'm quite fine.
So, who is Kaslim?
Okay, just the way you have heard, I'm Musili Kaslim Musioka. Currently, I'm UDA Party Youth Leader, and I'm also the youthful digital strategist in the Kenya Kwanza government.
All right.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah, I just saw your story in one of the dailies that it's a very heartbreaking story
Yeah.
that I want you to share with us what happened. Can you tell us the eventful day, the day that the actual thing transpired?
Okay, fine. Thank you, Gabriel, for hosting me today and your team. I really appreciate for this privilege. I don't take it for granted. Fine. Just the way you have heard our good friends from Gabriel TV viewers that I have a very heartbreaking and a worrying story. It was like this. To just after politics, I was still in the temperatures of political thing that it happened to me while I was just within the outskirts of Mombasa City, doing my normal duties as a politician and as a student too. But that day I was off politics. I was just heading to our Huduma Center main office.
Yeah, was it after voting
Yeah,
or before?
it was after 14.
So when the votes were being tallied at the Bomas of Kenya?
It was during this the hearing. It was during the when the case was at court. High
Oh,
Court.
yeah.
So just during that time, we were very active as the
Active youths,
guys, yeah, and
doing your
digital
normal
strategists, yeah, in the social
duties.
media. We are
Yes.
ever more than active, and so many people are close to me currently. They are following me in my social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, everywhere. And so while I was heading to that office to get my formal letters after my attachment, because it was my last day in the attachment working place. So after I got my document was stamped, I was on my way back, just walking by foot. Then I was at a corner. Let me call it a corner. Just standing to almost cross the road to that side so that I can walk by as a passenger. All of a sudden, I saw three tuk-tuks coming speedy. I had to first wait so that they can just cross. Then I get back to the crossing process. But I was shocked. My host, I cannot even remember what really happened because whatever I saw, I have never seen it again in my life.
So it
Uh,
was three
There
tuk-tuks
were three
following you.
tubes. Yes. No, I was just standing like the way we are right now. Then the road is like this. This road. There is another one coming this way. There is another one heading this way. Just around the Pembeza Dove area.
Yeah.
And somewhere there where we have the University of Nairobi branch, Mombasa. And then one of the tuk-tuks, I saw the one which was leading the other two. It just stopped immediately. Then while I thought it was just an puncher or what do we call it, a brake, something of that sort, all of a sudden the other two also stopped. Within no time, I was in a tense mood. Then I just within no time realized that one of the guys as alighted from the center tuk-tuk, or from the tuk-tuk was in the middle. He just grabbed me like this. While I was trying to strain or to overcome him, things were not good. I don't know what he gave me that I lost my concentration. I lost my normal thoughts, and I'm ever very brilliant, very active when it comes to kind of thinking.
Yes.
But that day, it was quite fine down to an extent that that I realized later on as I'll be concluding my story. But after he grabbed me, the next minute, I just saw myself in the middle tuk-tuk with a guy holding me tightly. Already the journey has kicked off. I don't know wherever we are heading to. On my side, I was not even in my normal thoughts.
It was around which time?
It was around 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Just
During the
during the
day.
day. It was during the day, not even in
So
the
you're
evening.
robbed during the day.
Yes, I was
You-
alone.
You
In fact,
abducted, let's say.
that is something of that sort.
That's sad.
Fine. So when we kicked off, I was just quiet,
Mm.
but my phone is all over through many calls,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was an expensive one. And even I'm having another one more expensive
Very
than that one.
expensive.
And then, I got some few calls from friends of mine. They were just calling me normally, but I was unable to pick. Just when they called me, it was a horn. It was not an silent mode. So he even demanded that guy. He was very strong. He demanded my phone. I had no option. While I tried to look at him, he told me, it's either you give me the phone or you just say bye to this wonderful nation. I had no option. Tears were all over my body.
So what were they doing to you inside that
Fine.
tuk-tuk?
In fact, in the middle tuk-tuk, wherever I was
Yes.
in, there was only a driver and another guy who grabbed me and myself. So we were only three of us. But wherever passenger do sit, we are only two, the guy and I. And then, when he demanded my phone and then I ushered in my phone, my phone is ever locked to an extent. Even
There's a
if,
lot of passwords.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I leave it unto you,
Mm.
you'll insist, you'll have a lot of calls for me to help you, even see my
Mm.
wallpaper. So he gave me some conditions. That first, I'm supposed to clear all the passwords immediately with immediate effect. When I tried to ignore its words, he just took off a very sharp knife and they told me it's the tuk-tuk is now speedy. We are now around the railway, whatever station. There's an hotel somewhere. We are past that. We are now heading to the renovation labor side. Mombasa, outskirts of Mombasa, very far from the CBD now. We are now far from CBD.
So what was going through your mind?
Okay, fine. I'm
Yeah.
telling you this. I thought this what came to my mind that there is something that guy gave me to an extent that I was not
You lost your conscience.
exactly. So whatever he was telling me, I was even doing immediately without even
Thinking
consulting
twice or
or having any kind of thought. Or just doing immediately. So after I was done with all my passwords, my phone became just useless. He took it. He went to the SIM toolkit, which is the M-Pesa. I had 3,100
you
shillings.
had
3,100
no.
shillings. He insisted that I give out my PIN. I had no option. Whatever now is clicking in my mind is that I'm now off this nation because there is a sharp knife. The guy is stronger than I am. My passwords are no longer with me. Now my PIN is already off with the guy, so I don't have another option. I gave out my PIN. He immediately had to go through whatever to get my M-Pesa balance. He saw it was 3,100. He just, I'm a light guy. Just took me like this to my pockets. Yeah, my pockets. I had a 50 bob here, a very new one. Then I had another cash closely to 10,000.
10,000. What are you doing with 10,000?
You know, as
Just
a
walking around the
as a
streets of
as a
Mombasa with 10,000.
politician, you're always prepared.
Are you a mobilizer or
Okay,
mobilizing for?
as a youth leader,
Yes.
or as a digital strategist,
Mm.
you're widely used by your close friends or politician to make sure that in case they need anything grassroots meetings,
Mhm.
you are the one to do that immediately. So money is not an issue.
Money is not an issue.
Money is not an issue.
You're a hustler.
And I'm an hustler. I really want because I'm a comrade too.
I do understand you.
Fine.
And on that issue, at what point did they drop you out of that tuk-tuk?
Fine. So I'm still narrating my story.
Yes.
So after now he was, what will I put it? Like, it took me like this for a while. He took all the money. I had a new handkerchief. He took it. I had a new watch, better than this one. He took it. And so I now got worried.
Mm.
Now tears were even coming down more and more because now I'm realizing I don't have another hope. Surprisingly, I never had my D with myself. So they were unable to withdraw the money. The only thing they were to send the money to another person.
Mm.
Okay. So after we drove off past Labor, that place there is a renovation of railway thing. So the tuk-tuk was unable to cross to the other side. At that point, the tuk-tuk which was heading or which was leading the, I was leading the movement stopped immediately. Our middle tuk-tuk still stopped and the last one stopped. I was alighted from the tuk-tuk, the middle one. I had a new shoes, sport shoes. That's where currently I know my dress like just another person.
You can run.
Yes. So after that, while I was studying, they were just taking me this way as a light person. Whom are you? That guy was having me like this, the way police they normally do to criminals. Whom am I? Where do I come from? They were talking to you for your information. I'm not criticizing my friends from the lakeside, but they were
Communicating in
loose.
that language.
Yes, they were talking because I do understand the language very well. So whatever they were really talking deeply was all about huyu kijana amekuwa in quotes, huyu kijana amekuwa akisumbua sana kwa mtandao. Huyu kijana amekuwa too vocal, such a things.
So it was a political abduction.
That is, as I can put it. Okay, then I was just quiet. I was not even looking at anyone. I was just cool. Just like these, where tears were all over from my eyes. Whatever I was doing, I was just praying to the Almighty Lord God to have mercy on me because I was almost seeing death close to me. And so, all of a sudden, the guys started disappearing one by one. But the place was full of, let me call them, what do we call them? These guys from Mombasa, Mateja. Yeah, Mateja. These guys full of bangies and whatever. They were now surrounding me. But there is this one guy who was, I guess he was in the last tuk-tuk, who was really defending me against them because they wanted even to take off my clothes. That guy was really insisting, hapana, huyu kijana ni wetu, don't do such, you get other things. He was really depressed, full of depression, because now, when I thought of what Dennis Itumbi story happened, I thought now it's my day. Okay.
It's a day to face the
Yeah. So fine. Then all of a sudden, after Mateja, they surrounded me. That guy defended me against them. He took me through the street was like this. There was a Ukuta this side, Ukuta the other side. Then there's a narrow street, a long one. To an extent, even if you are left here to run, you won't go far without them catching or being close to you. I had no option. I had to follow instructions. That guy told me fanya venye nakwambia. So tukaenda na yeye, one of mateja ndio alikuwa karibu na mimi hivi ananishikashika even hata t-shirt yangu yenye nilikuwa nimevaa, it was a white t-shirt with black stripes. Iliraruka huku kwa sababu alikuwa anafuta
They
hivi.
were actually using force.
Yeah, and then they
get
were very
something
dirty.
from
You know, you can imagine a new t-shirt and the kind of the hands they normally have after they have used those kind of drugs. So while my t-shirts was in trashes, that is,
Yeah.
we were in the middle of the narrow street. You know, the mateja guys, when they realized that these guys, they have taken everything. I don't have anything, in fact. I was only holding a bahasha with my document, full stop. The document I was stamped back from the office.
Yeah.
So when they realized I did nothing, he started to disappearing. But I think it's the power of the Lord, or the power of prayer, because for me, I never, up to date, I cannot tell you what really made them to disappear.
So after that, they just disappeared and
They
they
started
left you
disappeared.
on the highway.
Okay, fine. You know, there is this guy I've told you he was defending me
Defending
against
you, yes.
against them. So he was the one who was pushing me all through the street till tukafika mahali niliona enyewe hapa tuko karibu na barabara hapo labor side, wakati wherever there is a renovation railway. That guy told me run. He called me my name, Kaslim. Run. Kimbia mpaka kule, simu yako iko kule na saa yako, ende uchukue na uende kabisa. You know, I had no option. I told you that my mind,
You had to follow the instructions and go at
yes. You know, mimi chenye nilikuwa naomba tu niepukane na wao.
Yeah.
You get it? So immediately I ran, even past the way Kipchoge does. I was very speedy. When I realized that I'm off their hands, I met with another guy. You know, the guy saw me while I was being done all such a things.
Yeah.
You know, that guy told me, better you disappear immediately, because the moment they will see you again, unaenda mochari. Wa? Hapo nilisema yenyewe, Mungu ni mwema. I ran. Then, you know, wherever I realized myself was, I just saw myself at the back of a long building, gorofa, that is, a white gorofa. I can even take you to the gorofa, but I don't know the way. But the gorofa is in my mind.
You can vividly remember it.
The gorofa, yes. Fine. So I took like 20 to 30 minutes, just seated, trying to catch up with my thoughts and my mind, but I was unable to. I cried a lot. All of a sudden, I started coming back to my senses. Then, I nilishtukia. I don't have my expensive 40,000 worth of phone. My money is not with me.
Everything is just
My watch is not with me. The only thing is remaining with me is the bahasha, the clothes, fully stop. I don't have another thing with myself. I cried a lot even once more as a young person.
So after that, you went straight to your residence.
Not really. I've told you I'm still in the long building, that is the Gorofa. I took 20 to 30 minutes there. Then when I started came back to my senses, it's the time I realized that I don't have my belongings. Then what came to my mind immediately was to run straight. Just run. You know, I ran. Even the people who saw me, they got surprised. What has happened to me? I just ran. And the place I saw myself is within the CBD of Mombasa, within the Baroda Street, just directly opposite the Cooperative Bank. That's the place I saw myself lastly. You know, but now at that place, I was normal. I was now normal. I can now think that I've been abducted. I've lost everything. I've lost my phone, my money, my PIN is gone. All my passwords were gone. You know. Then I rushed straight to my attachment place to go and narrate the story immediately to my supervisor, because I had no money. I had no phone to call. So after I rushed there, First, I requested money from him to go and replace my line and block the previous one. So I did so immediately. But unfortunately, I found that they have already transferred the money to another woman. The woman, I can even remember her name. She was Chonyi Josephine Riziki, whom I think she's from the coastal region, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
from yeah, that name sounds from
Muchonyi,
Kilifi.
that is something of
Yeah.
that sort. So she's the one who was transferred all my money. And so after blocking my number, I replaced the line. I then now got back and I just begged one of the staffs in my attachment working place
Yeah.
to help me with the kabambe on the small one, to just make some calls to my parents, to friends, to my fellow politicians, to explain to them what has really happened to me. I did so immediately. So now it's turning to almost 5 p.m.
5 p.m. from 3.
From 3. Funny enough, the Mateja guys were even touching me like this while they are having the kinyisi ya binadamu. You can just imagine the way I'm smelling or the way the kind of harufu is coming from me. And so nilivumilia yote. I was very firm, in fact, very strong. After all, I was not no more crying because now everything has gone.
Everything is gone.
I can't reverse the past. I can only work on the future. And so my supervisor encouraged me a lot. He told me it also came to his mind that one day I might come across such a thing because I'm very vocal to an extent. I remember when I came to the attachment working place, it took me a day. Everyone was all over knowing who I am, what I normally do, because I'm easily,
Can easily be recognized.
yeah, that is. Thank you for that. And so, when I narrated to my parents, they just encouraged me. They told me to just keep off. Let me just not think much about it. But as an individual, your things are your things,
Yeah.
despite what.
Yeah, to cut the long story short, in respect to time,
Yes.
do you actually, or was there any investigations which
Fine.
were conducted?
Immediately, when I made some calls to my fellow leaders, they even made calls to the Mombasa Central Police Station, DCI. I gave out all the details required for investigation. But they told me one thing. Since all the way I claimed the story, because it was just a political thing,
Yeah.
it will be having a lot of politics. And it can even expose me too much negatively to an extent that my life will be totally in danger. So they advised me that now that the money is not the issue, the only issue is my belongings have gone. I will have other new things which I want. So
And your
that
life is
story,
just
my life will be okay.
yes.
So it came to my thought again that but I keep off all those things. I move on immediately. I get a new phone. I get a new watch. I get other kind of resources, and then I move on. So that's what I did. I was dropped off to our place of residence nearly by my supervisor, and then I took some few hours with the parents and our home guys. I too narrated the story, and that's what it was. Because immediately after I took to 3 to 5 days, I bought another new phone, and I inquired a lot of other new belongings, and then I started becoming strong and strong, and I started forgetting, though it cannot get out of my mind totally, still fresh in my mind, but I assumed it's off my mind. So that's all what I went through. But my little words to my good friends is this life is full of inconveniences. It's full of guys who are no longer there to see you making it in life, to see you shining, to see you doing the best you wish is the best for you. But they are there to make sure that they have undermined, they have ruined your life, they have not even seen you breathing. These things are real and are there.
Yeah. So, what is the moral lesson did you learn from
Okay, the kind of lesson which I learned from the whole experience I went through is always be prayerful, be humble, be God fearing, be firm and strong despite the kind of situation you come in life, and you will always emerge as a winner. Because after all, I can tell you for free, my host Gabriel, that today
Yeah.
I'm more strong than I was those days. Yes. So be strong always and courageous. You will face the world and you will emerge victorious.
Thank you very much for your time.
You are much welcome.
It has been a heartbreaking story
Thank
with
you.
lessons in it. I hope we as the youths are going to take it positively and ensure that we are safe. You know, politics, you don't know what will happen. If you're working for a politician, anything can happen.
Yep.
But it's good, yeah, that we stay safe.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
You are much welcome once more.
And that has been Kaslim, a UDA youth coordinator and digital strategist, sharing his heartbreaking story. And I've been your host, the Gabriel, or you can call me Gabriel Mokoma. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Gabriel TV. Thank you.
Thank you to my host.
Welcome.
Okay.